Well, hey guys, welcome to a little mini series in my podcast. We're doing a special series for you guys of a peek behind the curtain of my inside scoop training. Some of you guys have participated in it, some of you are in my academy, but a lot of my followers and listeners have never really gotten any really good education on the power of LinkedIn. So we decided, my team and I, that what better way than to actually record my last training on the power of LinkedIn, how to build a brand, how to create that virtual business card, and leverage the number one business to business platform and give it to you, give you the goods in podcast form. So what you'll be seeing and experiencing over the next couple of episodes is a recording of a 5-day series of training I recently did on the power of LinkedIn. So one thing to keep in mind as you listen to these episodes is they are a recorded training from July. So keep that in mind, but grab your pen and paper. Be ready to take some notes. If you love what you're hearing, know that we have an incredible depth of an academy that can hold your hand, bring you into our community, and help you build your business beyond your wildest dreams. So this is just a little peek behind the curtain. I hope you guys find incredible value on this.
Hey gang, Melissa Hinault here with the Burnout to All Out podcast. I'm a mom of 3 corporate burnout that built a secondary 6-figure income around my 9-to-5 with little kids. This set me free and allowed me to fire my boss and pursue my wildest dreams. It took grit, persistence, and belief. But now, operating multiple 6-figure businesses as an online entrepreneur and business coach, I have become a serial entrepreneur with a passion to inspire more burnouts to take the leap and go all out and live out their dreams. Each week, I'll bring you inspiring all-out guests, lifestyle business tips, and tools to empower you to take the leap from burnout employee to all-out entrepreneur, making your passion your paycheck. If this mom of 3 corporate burnout can go all out, so can you.
Hey guys, happy Tuesday. We are back at it for day 2 of the 5-day LinkedIn Method Inside Scoop. Guys, today is all about posturing and positioning and your mindset to get you ready to have the posture, the positioning to get into the mindset of your prospect. That is what today is all about. So how am I going to achieve these goals and helping you fall in love with the industry, again, professionalize the industry and create a legacy through the most powerful method on the planet to recruit business partners, which is the LinkedIn method? It's about time to get down to business. Here's the thing. It is not, I say this all the time, it is not about consuming information. It is about taking notes and taking action. Okay. It's about taking notes and taking action. I've had enough courses I've taken in the past that didn't create any action. I just listened and then oh, that was nice, right? I'm making you take action. And it's why my academy is so peerless, because our students have milestones that they have to take radical action in order to participate in certain workshops where, guess what? They're taking radical action in the workshops and growing and manifesting their dreams. I want you to have true value from this workshop over the next couple of days and impact, regardless of whether you join our academy or not. Because if you have impact and transformation, that's good for you and it's good for us because you're going to talk about it, right? Okay, so close out all your tabs. I'm calling you. I see you right now. You're thinking, I can multitask. No, you can't. You guys, these are $1 million nuggets. Don't try to multitask. You've set aside to do this work, to pour into you, to pour into your business. If you care about 10xing your income, give your focus right here, right now. All right. So I want you guys to close your eyes. Okay. just for a minute, just play this game with me. Okay. Close your eyes. What would it look like? I know some of you are worn out from the game. I want you to envision with your eyes closed, what would it look like to find 10 business partners in the next 6 months? Imagine finding 10 business partners in the next 6 months, and they want what you want. And imagine this, they actually are ready to run today. They want you to tell them exactly what they need to do to grow their business. The student is ready. The student is ready. And you look, and over these 6 months, you look back and you've 10x'd your business, and you look back and you don't even recognize the business you had before. Can you guys imagine? You could open your eyes now. This is not a dream. This is the reality of many students inside of our academy. No more convincing. No more bait and switch. No more post and pray. No more spammy pammy. Hi, who loves spammy pammy? Nobody. Just high energy, engaged teammates who want what you want. Bottom line, guys, is your words become your actions. Your actions become your reality if you're on the right platform with the right message. When you lock arms and you lock in on the right strategy, the right framework, it can happen in a matter of months. That dream, those 6 months from now, your business exploding with runners, right? You are going to continue to meet people throughout the week that they are manifesting their dreams right now on the wide open blue ocean that nobody else is playing on. This is possible for you, but you must set doubt aside. Okay. We're going to talk a lot about that today. And you must take radical action that maybe sometimes doesn't feel comfortable. Do you know what separates really successful people from unsuccessful people? Are that really successful people do the uncomfortable thing anyway. I am challenging myself every day. We're going to challenge you to do the same. I love it. Kim says 10 and 6 weeks is my goal. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. When you set doubt aside and you take action, it makes it not possible, but makes it probable through strategic action, consistent effort, and commitment. Now, here's the thing. It takes time. I cast a vision 6 months from now. You didn't hear me say cast a vision by the end of tomorrow, right? I am not your get rich tomorrow coach promising you everything. I am a realistic coach who expects you to do the freaking work. I give you the framework. You have to do the work, right? So if you're here for a magic button, I'm not your girl. But if you're looking for systems, strategy, and methods that work when you work, you are in the right home, my friend. You are in the right home. It takes time to build a targeted network, to grow out your network. That is actually something we're not going to have time to talk about this week. However, we do a deep dive inside the academy where you strategically have to grow the right network so that you have the right network seeing the content that you're putting out. But that's why our academy is between 6 months and 12 months, depending on how long students decide to play in the program, because they need that time to drive long-term results and support and accountability, right? So we can support them in their growth and their development along the platform, because questions change as you evolve, as your brand evolves, as your avatar evolves, right? Speaking of avatars, we are going to jump into avatar work. We're going to do a deep dive on avatar work tomorrow, but we have to start with you today. If you guys are ready to get started on boosting your mindset, boosting your power as the business owner that you are to get yourself locked and loaded on this platform so that you can attract those stellar top 10 business builders that you're going to manifest into your organization, right? All you need, again, I'll remind you guys, is your workbook, a phone or a computer, and guess what else? A LinkedIn account. Everybody has a LinkedIn account, right? Secret message here. You can go into your LinkedIn account and you can edit your settings. I want you guys to turn all your notifications off right now, because otherwise over the next couple of days, your network's going to get notified of every tiny little change that you make. And you don't want that to happen. So word to the wise, go make that tweak, change your settings as we do some work here over the next couple of days. So we are going to be layering strategies this week on mindset, on branding, on your profile that really start to give you this stacking of progress. And then we obviously go in a super deep dive inside the academy of really evolving all of it, tweaking the messaging and the scripts and the networks and all those things. But here's the bottom line. This training is, regardless of whether you're an experienced business coach or life coach, or you're a seasoned network marketer, or you have a massive network on LinkedIn, or you have zero network on LinkedIn. How many of you have just opened up a LinkedIn account and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can be successful. I don't have a LinkedIn account. I'm here to tell you, I have many clients who come in with zero in their network and they're crushing it by month 3. Okay. Maybe you are brand new to social selling. No problem. I wish I knew this strategy on day 1 of my social selling business life. Like, holy cow, right? Or maybe you're a corporate professional who's kind of a closet social seller who has a network, but you're not sure how to leverage it without burning bridges or looking inappropriate, right? Guys, I have a doctorate in pharmacy. I worked for a Fortune 500. I know exactly your fears. I've been there and I've nailed it. And I train many people like you all the time inside of our academy on how to professionally toe the line and build both a business and have a corporate career at the same time, and leverage that network to run with you and be a vision caster for them and build your empire like I did. You'd be surprised how many PharmDs and how many corporate professionals wanted what I was building when I stepped into my power and was willing to talk about it with posture, with swagger, with confidence of where I was headed. And that, my friend, is what we're going to talk about today. Mindset and permission for possibility. Permission for possibility, right? It's a mindset shift in how you market yourself properly on LinkedIn. So here's the bottom line. I can't help you create an optimal profile until you are clear on who you are trying to attract. Okay, I'm going to say that one more time. I can't help you make an optimal profile until you are clear on who you are trying to attract and what your value proposition actually is. What's a value proposition? What value do you have to offer your professional network that you're creating on LinkedIn? Do you know? And if you don't, that's okay, because that's what we're working on now. This is like a landing strip or a runway for you guys to take off and start getting some clarity. But we roll up our sleeves and dig deep on this inside of the academy. So if any of you guys actually get started on this work, all of you are going to get started on this work. But I want those of you who join the academy, you need to save it, because we are going to go to town with it and craft and build and create entire systems and content planning based off the work that we're doing today. What I'm sharing today is golden and necessary if you're going to play with the big boys and girls on LinkedIn. You must step into your power as a business owner you are destined to be. So with that, how many of you have been playing small, even though you know that this is a massive opportunity that you have to present, whether it's in social selling, whether it's a service? Have you been playing small? How many of you have been playing small because you're intimidated by owning your business as a legitimate business on LinkedIn? Or you've been playing it safe by making it fun and a hobby over on Instagram and Facebook like all those other people, even though it feels gross, feels wrong, and you really just want to cut to the chase and talk about freaking business. But you can't do that over on Instagram and Facebook because people aren't open to it, right? How many of you are feeling that way right now? I hear you. Take a deep breath, because now we're about to go to a playground and platform with the big boys and girls who want to talk business, who want to be confident that you are successful, that you are headed in a direction that they want to join. They want you to jump to business and talk about the opportunity. How many of you are struggling with this is just a hobby? You wouldn't be here and investing this time if you didn't want it to be more than just a hobby. And here's the caveat. You have to shift that mindset and set the hobbyist aside and step into being a business owner on this platform, because confidence sells. So are some of you looking around at the teams you're on and saying, good for them, they've been successful, I'm not sure I can? Maybe you've got 2 toes in, but you haven't cannonballed in. Maybe you're nervous to pitch to what we call your chicken listers, the A-team, people on LinkedIn that you know would crush this business, but you're terrified to talk to them. How many of you guys are there? You're just intimidated, right? We are going to work on that today. We have to work on level setting your mindset so that your confidence actually sells. Some of you just haven't been active on the platform because you don't know how to stand in your power. You don't know how to stand with confidence, but you're here. And that's where we're headed. Okay. So I want you guys to rinse clean the demons in your head about your industry or your business or your lack of confidence, right? If people around you are succeeding in the industry you're in, you can too. With unwavering faith and confidence, you can too. Who wants to come with me? I want you to come fresh, strong, and confident in your perspective that what you have to offer your professional network needs to be heard. It's just never been packaged in a way that they were receptive to it until you started to learn the LinkedIn method. I want you to be able to present what you have to offer in a way that's appealing to them, that creates curiosity, that they're intrigued by. The problem is most people who are selling something come across obnoxious. They haven't learned a really good branding and marketing strategy to actually bring people to them versus them chasing. And if you're in social selling, a lot of you are just used to plastering product or services all over the place without strategically growing a brand that provides value, trust, no love and trust factor. We talk a lot about this inside the Academy. We've actually just started social media content workshops where our students get audits of their content planning. And is it on target with their avatar and who they're trying to attract?
Hey there, we're going to take a brief little interruption. I think you guys will love why I'm doing this little interruption. And that is because we hear from you all the time over in the Burnout to All Out community on our Facebook page. You've got questions, you want coaching. And so one of the things we are opening up to our Burnout to All Out community that are listening in right now to this podcast is a chance to get your questions answered in a live hot seat coaching session with me, yours truly, Melissa Hinault, in our Burnout to All Out community. And the audio will be recorded and you will be debuted in our podcast with your questions. So if that piques your curiosity and you're intrigued, here's the deal. All you have to do is text the word question. Again, text the word question to the number 1-833-310-7171. Again, text the word question to 1-833-310-7171. And when you do that, we will come back to you with another message asking you to submit your question. 2 to 3 lucky people will be selected every single week to be featured in my Facebook community and on my podcast. Looking forward to hearing from you guys.
Okay, heads up, shoulders back. Because if you're a social seller, listen to this and tell me this doesn't make you feel confident. You have an income producing asset that is turnkey, low risk in the e-commerce space that you can build around your 9 to 5. How does that sound? If you're a professional and that's coming through your feed or into your DMs, That sounds, feels, and looks a lot different than buy my shake, buy my wine. Who wants a makeup tutorial, right? Guys, we aren't selling products on LinkedIn. We are selling a vision. We are selling a lifestyle. We are selling an opportunity. And when the messaging is on point, they listen because it's packaged in a way that they understand and they want. And I want you to understand that they need this. They need it. I didn't run through a statistic with you yesterday, so I'm going to run through it with you today. How many of you are females and work full time? Did you know that over 800,000 women in the U.S. exited their careers this past year in the midst of the pandemic? And it was not specific to an income bracket. It was even keel. Women making six figures and women making $20,000 a year sacrifice their careers to be home because of the stress of the work-life balance with the pandemic. How many women would have loved the opportunity to be positioned or presented a way to fill the gap of the loss of that income with an e-commerce business where they could leverage their professional skills from home on their computer, building a legacy for their families? Are you guys hearing me? Are you hearing this? You just need the confidence and the right way to position it to be successful in attracting people to you. Okay. All right. Get your workbook out. I know we've had it out, but we're getting to question number one. All right. Question number one. What is your current mindset around your business? So I want you guys to think about that. I gave you some examples of leading with the product. I gave you some examples of being confident and not confident. Where is your mindset right now? Because the moment I owned this business on LinkedIn, the engagement and the enrollments came raining in for me. Up until then, I was towing the line. I was not that confident. But the moment I bought in with posture, they listened. They listened. I'll never forget looking back at my upline and saying, I don't know where all these enrollments are coming from. This is bananas on LinkedIn, just left and right. And my upline saying, Melissa, you finally own the industry. As a professional, you finally owned it. You stood up and are saying, I believe it and it's changing my life. Who wants to come with me? And I said it over and over and over again. And at first they thought I was crazy, but guess what? Crazy gets attention. Crazy gets attention. And then they follow you. Some of them wishfully hoping they could be you and others waiting for you to burn. And when you don't, they want to know how you did it, right? They want to know how you did it. Okay. So do you know, with question number one, do you know without a shadow of a doubt that your business can set others free, whether it's through social selling and teaching them how to build their own business, or if it's through mindset coaching, lifestyle coaching? Do you know that your value proposition can change their life? And if not, I suggest that you get close to some people who do what you do and are crushing it and pull up a chair and spend time with them. Many times our confidence is low because we're not surrounded with enough people who are killing it to build the confidence that we can too. Some of you are saying, well, I haven't made all those millions. I'm not a six-figure income earner, Melissa. How can I be successful over here with confidence? Guys, when I started on LinkedIn, I wasn't a six-figure income earner either. But what I had was confidence in where I was headed. Okay? I want you guys to hear that. I had confidence in where I was headed and what it was going to do for me. And so that was my story. Who wants to come with me? Here's where I'm headed. Here's why I'm headed there. Okay? So if you're not there yet, let your journey inspire. Let your story of why you're pursuing this inspire. Think about people who invest in startups. I get approached every other month to invest in startups. They haven't succeeded yet. I don't even know if they are. I've been asked to invest 50 grand in a business that I don't see an ROI on in probably 10 years. What do? They cast a vision to me of where the business was headed. You have to think like a business owner with confidence of where you're headed. If you're shaky, you'll get eaten alive. Forewarning, eaten alive. Okay. Do you still feel it's a hobby for you, even though you see others succeeding? Stop this now. It will translate into media. It will translate into your DMs. It will translate into any calls that you have with people. If you're stuttering on the phone, people want a confident leader, right? This is like, man, we get into the depths of this inside the academy. I'm kind of going off of LinkedIn right now. But the bottom line is lack of confidence will destroy your success on this platform. So we must be confident. You have to own this industry. Okay. So back to my story of really owning this industry and birthing this program, right? It's that I realized that most social sellers didn't have a spine on this platform. And so if I could come in with confidence and a straight spine, I'm just going to clear house. And that's exactly what I've done. And you can too. There are hundreds upon hundreds of millions of people on this platform globally that you can find. We have some folks inside of our academy who live in Canada and built a team in South Africa because their company launched down there through the recruitment strategies geographically to find where they're opening a new market. Guys, the sky is the limit. So maybe you've never felt comfortable pitching your business as a legitimate business because you've seen this family-pammy, right? All you've seen is family-pammy. And what I want you to know and where I want you to have confidence is that on the LinkedIn platform, leading with the business opportunity is what you are supposed to do. It's so counterintuitive to the other platforms. You lead with the business. Let's get into question number 2, okay? Question number 2 is, traditionally, how have you positioned and grown your business? How have you grown your business? And what I mean by that is, have you grown your business leading with your product if you're a social seller, or have you led with the business opportunity? Are you leading with your services, or are you leading with the output of the solution? But what I find is a lot of our clients come into LinkedIn Method Academy who are network marketers, social sellers, and they're so used to leading with product and they want business builders, but they don't know how to make the shift, right? They don't know how to make the shift, but they want to scale a larger business. They're tired of just getting customers. So here's the thing. For those of you in social selling and network marketing, I want you to think about this. And we're also going to talk about the business coach here in a second. But I want to give you the hair salon example because one of my leaders shared this concept with me and it really kind of made me have a light bulb moment. Okay. So here it is. Imagine that you go to the hair salon and you go to get your hair done and your hairstylist says, you know, Melissa, you love getting your hair done so much that I think you should go into business with me and become a hairstylist. How dumb does that sound? I want you guys to hear me. I'm like being heartless right now. Not heartless, but like truthful. How dumb does that sound? You just took your customer who was a raving fan and you're trying to make them go into business with you when they really just loved your service, your product. That's the number one mistake that a lot of social sellers have. And the reason they get so burnt out and feel gross is because they're trying to flip their customers into business builders versus leading with the business opportunity on the business-to-business platform while simultaneously recruiting for products on the other platforms for customers. We can't lead with the product all the time and then bait and switch our customers, because how many of you had customers ultimately run from you even though they love the product? They're like, just because I like the product doesn't mean I want to do the business with you. This is why family doesn't want to get into MLMs with family. Let them support you by ordering the products. Move on to LinkedIn to find your business builders where you can talk business to strangers with zero attachment. My clients at the Academy say their favorite things about the Academy and LinkedIn is that they're talking to complete strangers and they have zero attachment to the outcome. How awesome would it feel to be recruiting with zero emotional attachment to the humans on the other end, right? It takes away the icky feeling, and they're there to network and talk about business. They're there to talk about what you have to offer, right? So click the bait and switch on your product users. Love them and appreciate them. On occasion, introducing them the opportunity to maybe get their products paid for or potentially join the business, but then leave them alone. Let them be raving fans. Here's my second example I'll give you guys for social sellers out there. And my husband put it to me this way. And this goes to leading with the business, because some of you are like, oh, I have to lead with the product. People have to have a transformation with the product. People have to love the product in order to be in the business. I call bullshit. I do. And here's why. I'm going to give you an example. If you think you have to build a business out of raving fans to grow your business, I want you to think about traditional business. I worked for a Fortune 500 for 12 years, and their lead product was for a respiratory disease called chronic obstructive pulmonary disorder for average older men who smoked cigarettes. Look at me. Am I an older man? Do I smoke cigarettes? Do I have COPD? No, I don't. Okay. Here's the thing I want to tell you. Why did I join the Fortune 500? Did I join that Fortune 500 because I was a raving fan of their product for people with COPD? No. I joined the company because of the culture, because of the career opportunity, because of the leadership, because of the compensation model. I didn't join the business because I was a raving fan and customer with chronic obstructive pulmonary disorder. Okay. I want you guys to wrap your brains around this. If you're going to step into your power as a business owner, you have to realize that you can recruit with the features and the benefits of your company, not the product. Are you a social seller out there looking to beat the summer slump, looking for some accountability to grow your business and find the business builders of your dreams that want to run with you? Guys, if that's you, look no further than our 5-day inside scoop, where we are going to be taking you soup to nuts through growing your brand and creating attraction marketing on the LinkedIn platform. I'm going to teach you some of the critical tools I use to grow my social selling business and my coaching business. The coolest part about it, it's completely free. You just have to jump over to my Burnout to All Out Facebook community and get registered today. Or you can go to my website, www.livethefreelife.co. We'll put this in the show notes. But guys, take a listen to some of my former students and how they're doing and their experience inside the LinkedIn training. There's no question that this academy has changed everything about my business. And just a little fun fact is, in the first 4 months of this business, we just ended April, and I paid more in the first 4 months than I did my entire year last year in my social selling business. And there's no question, the only thing I changed was the LinkedIn academy.
Day 2, when I was in the academy, had really gotten my storefront to a place where I felt comfortable, had an audit. I felt like, okay. And I reached out to her through LinkedIn. I used a part of the scripts that you give us, tailored to my own. And she wrote back immediately. We had a discovery call the next day, and she signed up that night. So
it is so much fun. And they always say, if you're not having fun, you're not doing it right. And you've made this fun again, Melissa. I adore you.
Now, here's the good news. For those of you who have been marketing on other platforms, the features and the benefits of your product, it's actually not a far cry on strategy and how you do that for business. It's just at the end, product itself is not product, right? And that's what we're going to back into here. I'm going to give you guys some examples of features and benefits that some of you have been using for your products that aren't going to work on LinkedIn. And then we're going to jump into features and benefits of business and features and benefits of, if you're a coach, really what the output of that is. transformation on LinkedIn. Some of you are coming from a space where features and benefits may be no GMO, gluten-free, clean crafted, no chemicals, or improve your performance, or lose weight, or age more youthfully, or don't have headaches, right? All of those are features and benefits. The problem is you're selling the wrong consumer. Okay. We have to remember the mindset of the user of LinkedIn. Remember, they're not there to be sold a product. They're there to network, to grow professionally. They're looking for opportunity. If you pitch your product on LinkedIn, you get buried alive. Nobody wants that. But the good news is we're going to work through over the next couple of minutes what the features and benefits are of your business. So how do you, this is question number 3, how do you define what you have to offer? What is your value proposition? So let's talk about features and benefits of your business or service that is presented in a way that is appealing or attractive to the avatar you're trying to attract, right? So I'm going to give you guys some ideas, right? So freedom to create something of your own. There's a number of women I know that were multiple 6-figure income earners in corporate who got into social selling on the side just to be creative because they climbed to the top of their corporation, but there was no autonomy or freedom to operate in your business. And they actually got into these little side businesses of like jewelry or makeup or wine because it was fun and creative and they could run it themselves. It actually didn't even start out with it being money. So I want you guys to think about that. That's a selling point, right? Community, right? A lot of people are like in their homes or they travel a lot. Online business. So online, working from home, community, work from anywhere, secondary income stream, a plan B. Yes. Work for yourself, freedom living expert, startup type opportunity. Yes. As you're brainstorming this, I want you to write as many of these down as you can because what we're doing today, believe it or not, I'm stacking your training because by the end of the week, you're going to take some of these buzzwords and you're going to put them in your profile, in your headline. Okay. What I want you to think about is the WIFM, WIFIM. What's a WIFM? Does anybody know what a WIFM is? What's in it for me, right? What's in it for me? What's in it for them, right? How could you impact their life? How do you define what you do on this platform that's going to change other people's lives? And this kind of goes back to the features and the benefits, right? Some of you have been wildly successful in the health and wellness space as a social seller and network marketer in the nutrition arena, and you've positioned yourself as a health coach. You've positioned yourself as a healthcare provider, right? That was great on a platform where you were recruiting customers. The problem with that is it doesn't duplicate in social selling. So what do I mean by that? If you're wondering why you've been able to recruit a lot of people but not have a lot of builders, it's because the people you recruit are looking at you and saying, well, they're a health coach or they have certain certification. I couldn't do what they do. You get on LinkedIn and you're looking for business builders. If you position yourself as a health coach, people are going to think they have to be a health coach to do what you do, which in most cases is not true. What you need are business-minded people who can get ahead of an incredible opportunity with a large network. One of our students inside the academy, who's an attorney who retired while we were in the academy, while she was in our program, has found a cardiologist in Ireland to join her shampoo and hair care business. Do you think she brought him into the business with really cute photos of her hair? No. She manifested him into the business by talking numbers, growth, opportunity, new startup, novel product, first to market. Same thing with wine. Some of you guys are in the clean crafted wine space. I suggest you don't come in as a wine expert because people are going to think they need their sommelier to do the business, which is not true. There's people at the top of that company who don't know crap about wine, but they're highly networked. You might find a guy on LinkedIn who drinks scotch. He doesn't even like wine, but his wife does, and he sees the opportunity, right? Okay. Is this making sense to you guys? And for the coaches out there, I'm going to give you an example. Okay. I had a client who came in and she coaches other pharmacists on how to pivot in their careers because they're burnt out in their retail jobs. And she wasn't getting the leads she wanted on LinkedIn. So I did an audit for her and went through her profile. And this is what she had in her headline. Okay. Her headline said author, keynote speaker, Barney, podcaster, something like that, right? And I was like, well, this is great, but it's not really stating anything that you can do for other people. But I said, Dr. Jarika, you're showboating about yourself, but your avatar out there is desperate for a new career in pharmacy. How can we reframe what it is you do? And maybe put your accolades down in the note section in the summary. We decided to put in her headline, career pivot coach for pharmacists. This one little tweak made a radical change in her leads on LinkedIn. Guess why? Because now she was speaking to the people she wanted to attract. She was speaking to them in a way that was receptive, that was something they wanted, it was something they needed. Was she attracting every pharmacist? No. She was attracting the ones who wanted to get the hell out of what they were doing. Just like for me, if you look at my profile, it says corporate dropout. Why do you think it says that? Because I'm looking for people who want to get the hell out of corporate. If they're completely happy in their corporate careers with no motivation for anything else, I'm probably not going to be able to pull them into running a business around their 9 to 5 anyway. I hope this is making sense. So I want you to think about it. Instead of being a hair care expert or a health coach or, a makeup expert, whatever it is, I want you to think about how you can articulate yourself in a way as an online entrepreneur. I want you to think about how you can do that differently. The same with the coaches out there. If you guys are really positioning and branding yourself based off your accolades, books you've written, podcasts, that's great, but it's not telling people what you can do for them, right? Okay. Question number 4. Do you believe and know in your soul that your opportunity can change lives financially? Do you? We've really gotten into the heart of this already, but how would you articulate what you have to offer a prospect on LinkedIn looking for a transformation? How could you do that in an effective way? I want you guys to really kind of brainstorm that, start thinking about it, because this is a huge part of your profile. I'll give you an example. For me, e-commerce-based business where I teach people how to grow and scale a business from home with no inventory, with little risk, right? Okay. So I want you guys to think about that. How are you able to articulate what it is you do that you stand in your power as a business owner, not a product peddler? All right. Number 5, keywords that you heard in the presentation that resonated with you on how to position yourself. It's going to be really, really helpful when you get to your profile. Okay. All right. So we're kind of wrapping up here with question number 6, which is, what are active users on LinkedIn looking for? What are they looking for? Career pivots? Yes. Opportunities, new jobs? Yes. Networking with other professionals, a gig, something more than what they have. Opportunities? Yes. Business opportunities, connections, professional development, right? Balance. I have people I connect with who exclusively are on LinkedIn because people are polite and they're professional. They're looking for growth. They're looking for opportunity. They're looking for hope. And what I want you to think about is, how will you leverage their interest in those categories to brand and position your opportunity? So how do you leverage their interest to brand and position yourself, right? So here are some ideas. Career pivots and new jobs. Like, what I would say is, can you highlight teammates in your company who've made pivots, right? Whether you're financially tied to them or not. Can you celebrate their success and feature their professional background and their pivot, or that really legitimizes the industry, right? Professional development and growth. What can you do in there to inspire them through education on residual income, multiple streams of income? How can you provide value, happiness? How can you cast a vision of freedom, community, team, balance? One of the things I do, being my own business owner, is, I've been known to pop in and do a video on a Monday after going for a little run and showing them what it looks like to run your own business. That Mondays are now about my health instead of grinding it out for the company, right? So how can you take what you know they're there for and authentically provide value in those categories? Inspiration, hope, networking for the future opportunities. How can you position your opportunity in your branding campaign in a way that resonates when they're on the platform looking for something else, right? Again, I am just scratching the surface of something we spend literally a month on inside the academy. But this can help get you on your runway and help inform you on what we're going to put into the profile. Knowing what your audience is looking for and knowing who your avatar is and what their pain points are really help inform how you show up on LinkedIn. Authentically, but targetedly. Authentically, but targetedly, in a way that's going to create know, love, and trust. There's a million ways that you can target inside of LinkedIn. We actually have a whole workshop on that inside the academy of how to strategically grow your network with the right audience, right? Because if you have the wrong audience, your message will fall on deaf ears. You can have 10,000 people in your network on LinkedIn, but if you just threw a bunch of spaghetti against the wall and added a bunch of random people, you go nowhere. You can have a network of 400 and be ridiculously successful. And you can have a network of 10,000 and fall flat on your face because it's the wrong people. Okay, so question number 7, how will you position yourself and recruit here with the business opportunity versus the product? How will you do that? And the same for our coaches. If you're here to recruit, to coach for a transformation, how do you recruit in a way that shows the end game, right? That transformation up front versus the features and benefits of your coaching. How do you cast vision and hope? How will you position yourself moving forward? And how will that look? So, recap for today. We talked about your current mindset around your business, how you traditionally position yourself, how to define what you have to offer. We talked about your belief systems. We talked about gathering keywords that resonate with a new definition of who you are and how you show up. We brainstormed what active users are looking for, right? And we brainstormed what you have to offer and how you can articulate it. Sneak peek for tomorrow, we are getting into the nitty-gritty of personal branding on LinkedIn, the magic sauce.
Thanks for listening to the Burnout to All Out podcast. For free resources, materials, or information on my coaching services, go ahead over to livethefreelife.co. That's livethefreelife.co. Or check out our Facebook community at Burnout to All Out, and make sure you follow Burnout to All Out on Spotify and subscribe to iTunes. And it would truly mean the world to me if you paused for just a second, gave me that 5-star review of the show, and be sure to share this episode with any burnouts you think would be inspired to go all out after hearing this episode.